Sujantra's always been very athletic. I know even as a young child he loved basketball, he loved running. So when he became a disciple of Sri Chinmoy, it was a perfect fit because Sri Chinmoy was very much into athletics, especially tennis. And Sujantra was quite a good tennis player, and he became even a better tennis player. He played at the tennis court in New York for hours with Sri Chinmoy and other disciples. And about the same time, he became a very good runner. Sri Chinmoy is very much into running at this time, in the late 70s and early 80s, just when Sujantra became a disciple. And one thing that I will never forget are the UN Day relay runs that we took. And Sujantra spearheaded these events. These were runs where we would run about 100 miles a day as a team, about 10 or 12 boys from California. And our first run was from Sacramento to San Diego. And we would carry a small flag, a UN flag, and we would go to city halls, we would go to newspapers, and we ran as a team. Each person ran, about 15, 20 miles a day. And so it was a fantastic experience. We experienced the beauty of California, the nature, the coast, the mountains. And this was one event that Sujantra spearheaded. And later on, a few years later, they started the Sri Chinmoy Peace Run. So this was actually sort of the seed or the beginning of that whole idea of the Peace Run. And these are experiences I will never forget, running in California with the UN Day, with the UN flag. This was Sujantra's brainchild, his inspiration, and I'll be forever grateful for these experiences that I will never forget, experiences of running in nature. Sujantra is a real world traveler. He has traveled throughout the world on numerous Christmas trips. Every Christmas trip, I believe, for the last 19 or 20 years. He has traveled through Asia. He has traveled through the South Pacific. He has traveled throughout South America and Mexico. All this has aided him greatly in his knowledge of other cultures and his feeling of a real oneness world.
It's incredible in there. The temple depicts the entire history of the Khmer nation on the outer sanctuary. It's great. It's probably about 85 degrees out here. It's hot, but there's seekers from around the world.
How much is the slide?
People that are coming here are not the people. They're not going to Atlantic City. They're not going to Las Vegas. They're coming to Angkor.
Dak 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 kebal mayanam Dare hamid nikut shagadam.
Well, I guess they decided not to get the drum. Sounds nice, but always looking for a good price. Oh, Sujantra's going for the drum. To add to his drum collection, he already bought one drum in Phnom Penh.
Steep.
Sujantra, you almost made it. There you go.
Whew, whew. Tell you, takes concentration. Most pressing issues, of course, for any civilization is going to be clean, fresh water. Because as we all know, we can't go more than 20 days or 3 or 4 days without drinking water. So in the middle of this jungle region, one of the reasons this civilization was able to flourish was their ability to bring in fresh, clean water for drinking, bathing, and sanitation.
Author.
Pimianakas. I am the serpent who lives in the tower, the spirit serpent with 9 heads. I live so that the lineage can be perpetuated. And I'm on my first espresso. I plan on having 3 to deal with these things. How much you'd be able to get done in time. And I'm also going to send this. So there's 3 booklets, and then there's 2 posters. So we'll start with the posters, and then we'll go from there. Now, do you have a computer that has?
Sujantra. That's hard. Try it the other way.
I have a hard time.
You gotta work up to it.
Well, you're not the lightest.
Desde San Diego, with the big heart, Sujantra, you can see the difference. He's a huge guy.
Sunset. It reminds us of our own rhythms. We are in tune with nature. We are part of nature. The sun rises, the sun sets. The moon rises, the moon sets. The ocean, the ebb and flow of the tides. So too within ourselves, there's a time for wakefulness, a time for dream, a time for alertness, a time for sleep, a time for life, and a time for death. Stay in tune with nature, for you are that. In water, we find the ideal spiritual metaphor. From the clouds, from the sky, rain pours down into the highest mountains, creating snow. The snow melts. The melting snow becomes a river. The river falls through the valley to the plateau, and from the river, we feed ourselves, irrigating our crops. So too, in the spiritual life, water symbolizes the descent from the highest, from the most luminous realms of light and delight. Consciousness descends down into the physical world, into each one of us. The movement of consciousness from the highest realms into the earthly physical, into our bodies, into our minds. Sitting here by the beautiful ocean, one is reminded of this journey of consciousness from the heights into our very being.